Hello everyone, welcome back to Ethereal Guidance. My name is Brianna, and in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be asking Spirit, what do you need to release in order to move forward? So this reading will hopefully be particularly helpful for those of you who are feeling stuck or stagnant in a specific area of your life, or just in life in general, or if you're just needing some guidance on how you can move forward and what do you need to release in order to do so. So I have 3 groups for you to choose from. We have group number 1 with the Book of Shadows tarot deck and this black onyx. We have group number 2 with the Modern Witch Tarot and this Desert Rose selenite. And we have group number 3 with the Light Seers Tarot deck and this fluorite. So you can go ahead and pause the video if you need more time to meditate on the piles. The timestamps are in the description box below, and I will see you all in your readings. Hi group 1, if you chose the Book of Shadows tarot deck and this black onyx, then this is going to be your reading where we're looking at what you need to release in order to move forward. So we're going to go ahead and start off with your tarot, and then we're going to grab some oracle cards for you. As always, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. Spirit, please tap me into the collective energy of group 1. Group 1. Let's see here. What does group 1 need to release in order to move forward, Spirit? What does group 1 need to release? Let's see here. 3 and 4. All right. Group 1, what do you need to release here? So you guys have the Tower. So this is definitely feeling like a major shift that is either trying to come in, or that Spirit is really urging you to kind of welcome in. This is essentially a crumbling down of a foundation that we've been building upon. And it feels like it's something that has not really been the most steady or stable, and that is the reason why it is time to kind of just release it or allow it to kind of crumble down in a sense, because it's just not serving you. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles here. So this could be in regards to career or work, or a way that you make your money here. With the Ace of Pentacles, it feels like there's a new opportunity that wants to come in, but it can only come in if you allow this, I don't want to say destruction, because it doesn't necessarily feel like, I mean, it could be, because we do have this 3 of Swords energy here. It doesn't necessarily feel like something that's so terrifying or harsh in that way. It just feels like something needs to be dissolved here. Let's see. So we have the 3 of Swords and the Hierophant. Okay. So for you, group 1, it does feel like there's some pain, there's some sadness, there's some more negative feelings regarding something in your life. This could be a job, this could be a person, this could be a situation, and it's something that is not serving you, and you know it's not serving you. And I see with the Ace of Pentacles, there's a new opportunity that wants to come in that is built on stability. It's built on groundedness with the Pentacle energy here. But it's like you have to be able to release whatever this sadness or this depression. It's like you're clinging on to something that you know it's not good for you. You know it's not good for you. And by you clinging onto this thing or holding tightly onto this thing, I'm being drawn to this 3 of Swords here. And she's like holding on tightly to this piece of paper here, but she's in distress. So it's like you're holding on to something that is causing you distress. And this thing needs to dissolve and needs to crumble down with this Tower energy, but it's like you're not letting it. Your grasp is so tight on this thing, on this person, on this job, but there's something better for you, but you won't allow it to come in because you're holding on too tightly to what maybe you thought it could have been or what you hoped it would have been. Like you're holding on to some outcome that just never came into fruition. And it's like I'm hearing it was never meant to be, but you wanted it to be. But it was never meant to, group one. And with this Hierophant energy here, like, I almost feel like this is a lesson that you're learning. This is a lesson of like how to let go, how to release. You have to release your grasp here. You have to release your grasp. You have to release holding on to something that you know is not serving you, group one. You know it's not serving you. You know it's not for your highest good. You know it's not doing you any favors. Let's grab some oracles here. Spirit, what is group one? Whoa. What does group one need to release here so that they can move forward? It's like you need to release what you think you know. Is also what I'm hearing. It's like you need to release what you think you know, what you think the outcome should be of a particular situation or relationship or anything like that. You're holding out hope for something and it's just not meant to be here. Let's see. What does group one need to release, Spirit? Okay, so we have abundance, an inflow of money, love, or reward. So yeah, like I said, there's a new opportunity that's trying to come in here for you, group one, but it's like you're holding on so tightly to something that's not working that you're blocking your own blessings here. So you got to release that grip, holding on to the things that are not serving you, the things that are causing you distress here. And like I said, for some of you, like this is a relationship. It could be a job. It could even be like a way of living, like trying to live or trying to go about your life in a way that you know is not fulfilling for you, group one. Maybe because it's what society deems acceptable, or it's just what you see or what people try to push upon you, but you know it's not serving you. We have ask your angels, seek the divine. Your angels want to support you. So your angels and your guides and your team are definitely surrounding you at this time, group one. And if you're ever in a position or a headspace where you just feel like you don't know what to do, your guides are definitely wanting you to know that they are there to help you. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask, group one. Let's see. You have resolving issues, solving inner conflict with others, healing past trauma. Yeah. So yeah, for some of you, like this is dealing with relationships, and it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be with family or friends or just people that you've had in your life here that are not good for you or that have treated you poorly. And it's like some of you are holding out hope that someone will change, for the better. And it's like, it's not happening, you know? And instead of allowing this relationship to dissolve naturally, you've been holding on too tightly to hope, you know? And Spirit is saying it's just not gonna happen, at least not at this time. Yeah, moving on. Endings that bring healthy beginnings. Yep. It's like you refuse to let go here, group one, of this person, of the situation, whatever the case. We have past life connection on the bottom of the deck. Someone with heavy influence from a past life is with you. So for some of you, this is a person that you've spent past lives with. So maybe that's why the connection feels so strongly, or maybe that's why you hold out hope for this connection. But Spirit is saying, you know, eventually you do have to move on. You have to let go of this grip here. You have to allow yourself to move on, because by holding on so tightly to something, holding out hope for something that just simply isn't going to work or isn't going to come in, is just further blocking your blessings, this abundance energy, an inflow of money, love, and rewards. But you do have to allow this situation to dissolve with this Tower energy. You do have to allow it to crumble down so that you can move on. to a healthier beginning here. Let's see, what else, Spirit? What does group 1 need to let go of? What does group 1 need to release to move forward? What does group 1 need to release? We have detective, light attributes, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Shadow attributes, voyeurism, falsifying information. This is a very interesting energy, group 1, with the Hierophant energy here, because the Hierophant is all about like learning and seeking out the truth in things, right? But what this is making me think of is this is you trying to make sense of a situation or a person, and you're placing these beliefs that simply aren't true onto this connection, on this person or this situation. Like, it's you trying to see the good, but it just simply isn't true at the end of the day. I hope I'm making sense with that. It's like you're placing these ideas on this situation or this person, this relationship, trying to make it feel better than what it is, you know? And that is what is keeping you stuck here. It's like Spirit is saying, see it for what it is. Take off the rose-colored glasses. Stop having tunnel vision and really see things for what they are. Because you're only keeping yourself stuck with these rose-colored glasses, group 1. Let's grab one more of these here. What does group 1 need to release? We have beggar. Light attributes, confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Shadow attributes, dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. I'm feeling like there might be some codependent energies here for some of you, group 1. Some of you might be in a codependent relationship or connection, and like I said, this does not have to be romantic. Okay, this could be any kind of connection. It could be a friendship, it could be family, like anything where there's some codependent tendencies here. And maybe that's why you're holding on so tightly to this person, this situation, this connection here, because it's like it almost feels like you won't be able to breathe without this person or this situation or this connection. Like, you might think that without them, even though they hurt you, even though they cause you a lot of pain, a lot of suffering with this 3 of Swords energy, like, it's not good for you, but you put on the rose-colored glasses and you have tunnel vision and you hold on tightly to this connection, and you hold on to the hope that things can get better because you feel like without them in your life, it's like you won't be able to breathe, is what I'm hearing. It's like they're your oxygen in some kind of way. And it could be, like I said, because this is a past life connection, you might have a really like deep bond with this person on a soul level. So it feels like it's just painful, right? It feels like it's painful to let go of this situation or this person or this connection for one reason or another. It's going to be different for all of you, but yeah, what I was hearing, it's like it feels like it's difficult to breathe. There's like a tightening in the chest. I feel like it might feel like you just won't know how to live or survive without this person or this situation or this connection. And obviously this simply isn't true, group 1, but I know it is kind of like a mental shift, right? Like, this is something that you mentally have to work out or figure out on your own. But by holding on tightly to, mere hope that things can get better, that is just blocking you. And it's keeping you stuck. And it's not allowing you to move forward to healthier beginnings where you do have this abundance that wants to come in for you, group 1. And it also could be that for some of you, this is a connection, this is a person who kind of mooches off of you. It's like maybe you're paying all the bills, or you're financially responsible for this person in some way, or they make you feel that way, that you have to be financially responsible for them. Like, you're paying for everything for this person and they don't ever pull their weight. That's also a message that I'm getting for some of you. But yeah, Spirit is wanting you to kind of just look inwards when it comes to releasing this connection or this person, and realizing that you don't need this in your life in order to find fulfillment or happiness. Like, this is the complete opposite, you know? And you put on these rose-colored glasses to try and make things seem like they're better than what they are. And Spirit is saying that's really not the best tactic. This is not the best way to move about this situation or this relationship and this connection. Spirit is really wanting you to sit down with yourself, group one, and just be real. Like, I keep feeling that energy of just like, be real about the situation, the connection, what is really going on at the end of the day, okay? Regardless of what you would hope to be the outcome of this situation or this connection, like, regardless of that, what is actually going on? You know, how is this person actually making you feel? I feel like for most of you with this Three of Swords energy, it's not good. This person is not making you feel good, okay? So Spirit is just wanting you to kind of, you know, just be real with yourself about that. We're going to grab some Moonology here. Spirit, what does group one need to release to move forward? What does group one need to release to move forward here? Okay, so we have expect powerful change, new moon, eclipse. Interesting. This along with the Tower and the moving one card here, Spirit is saying, honestly, regardless of whether or not you choose to let go of the situation, Spirit is saying you are going to let go of this situation, this relationship, this connection, this person, whatever it is for you, specifically group one, okay? Spirit is saying expect powerful change to come into your life here. I mean, we do have that Tower energy, right? So I feel like there's something that is going to happen here. And Spirit is giving you a choice, okay? Spirit is saying you can either let go on your own, release this grip on your own, move away on your own, let go of the situation on your own, or the universe will step in and they will drag you. Whether you're kicking and screaming, the universe does not care, because at the end of the day, the universe does not want you to suffer. Your team does not want you to suffer, group one. So you have the option to either do this on your own terms, or you can allow the universe to come in and do it for you. And I'm just telling you right now, group one, allowing the universe to step in when you have the option of doing it yourself, allowing the universe to step in and do it for you, usually is a lot more dramatic, or just it's a little bit of a rougher experience than if you do it yourself, because it's like a boiling point. Like, it gets to a point where the universe is like, okay, group one, like, this person isn't going to do it themselves, they're not going to move on themselves, so now we're going to have to step in and kind of cause a chain of events that will force them to leave the situation or to move on from the situation. And normally that process is very grueling, it's very tough. So my word of advice for you, group one, is to do what you can internally, mentally, spiritually. Do what you can to release this connection, this person, this situation that is causing you this pain, that is making you feel like you have to have this in order to live or to survive, or whatever the case it is for you specifically. My word of advice is to do what you can to release this on your own, because once the universe steps in, that's it. And it's not a fun process. I mean, it's not a fun process either way, but when the universe has to step in, it's even more so of a Tower moment. Like, it's truly a Tower moment here. Okay? So we're going to grab our last few cards here. Spirit, what does group one need to release to move on? What does group one need to release to move forward? group one need to release? So we have guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So some of you may actually feel guilty for leaving this situation or this person. Maybe that's what's keeping some of you stuck, is a feeling of guilt, a feeling of shame for releasing this person or this connection or this situation or this job. For some of you, there is this energy of feeling like responsible for this person or the situation, or feeling like you have a responsibility or like it's your duty to stay where you are, and that's why you're holding out hope. That's why your grip is so tight around this thing, holding on, even though you know it's not good for you, even though you know it's causing you pain and agony. There is this energy of guilt here, feeling guilty for leaving. So some of you may think about it. You may think about leaving. You may think about moving on, right? Because in your heart, you know that you should, because you know that this isn't good for you. You know this isn't healthy. But there's this element of guilt and shame that is keeping you stuck here. And Spirit is saying, release that. Release any feelings of feeling guilty for leaving someone that is treating you poorly or causing you pain and agony. Because at the end of the day, group one, you do not deserve that. You deserve happiness. You deserve love. You deserve this abundance energy that is wanting to come in for you. But that can only come in for you if you release this guilt energy and put yourself first. It feels like you put this person or the situation, this relationship, before your own needs, group one. And it may be that you've done this for a long time, so it's even harder to release it and to let go and to move on for some of you. But Spirit is saying that mindset is not assisting you. That mindset is keeping you stuck. So try to release that. Release guilt for putting yourself first, for putting your needs first, for putting your happiness first. You know? Let's see. What else, Spirit? What does group one need to release? What does group one need to release so they can move forward? What does group one need to release? We have success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Yeah. And I specifically feel this is about self-love for many of you. Spirit wants you to believe that there is no greater goal in your life than to love yourself. And in order for you to show yourself that love, that self-love, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to release any negativity or toxicity, any codependency, anything of the sort. You have to be willing to release that, to find your own happiness, to find your own abundance, to find your own success. Group one. What I'm also feeling is that, some of you, like I was saying, you feel like, I'm hearing No Air by by Jordan Sparks. Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Like some of you feel like without this person, it's like you won't even be able to breathe. Like how are you supposed to do life without this person, even though they cause you this pain and agony? It's like there's this connection to this person that it's hard to let go. And you're worried, for some of you, you're worried about, how are you going to be able to move about the world without this person in your life? Spirit is saying you're going to be very successful. Okay? In every sense, you are going to be just fine. Because like I said, you have this abundance waiting for you. It's like you're at the door, and on the other side of that door is this abundance, that inflow of money, love, and rewards, that success energy. And all you have to do is open the door and walk through it. But this person or the situation is keeping you stuck. And this mindset of feeling like you're responsible for this person, or that you have to stay committed to this person, or you'll feel guilty for leaving this person, those mentalities are what you need to release, group one. And also just believing in yourself. believing that you can do this, believing that there is success and abundance waiting for you on the other side. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, We're going to grab one more of these. We have regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Some of you might feel like you will regret this decision. Some of you may regret having done something similar in the past. There is this element of fear here regarding this situation. Spirit is wanting you, for one, if you have gone through a situation in the past where maybe you've walked away from something similar and you regretted it for one reason or another, possibly because of this guilt energy, Spirit is wanting you to release that and wanting you to recognize the fact that you cannot change the past. The past is in the past. And the only thing you should really be worried about is the present moment and how the present moment is making you feel. If it's not making you feel good, do what you can to change that so that you do not continue to be in the present moment where you're feeling sad with this Three of Swords energy. Also, Spirit is saying, if you do choose to do this on your own, if you do choose to be proactive about moving forward in releasing this person or this situation, Spirit is saying you will not regret this decision with the Success card here in the middle. You will not regret this decision, okay? You might have a little feelings of guilt because I feel like a lot of you are very empathetic people, okay? And like you make decisions not really based on your own happiness necessarily, like you really think about others mostly, right? So if this is a specific person, you make decisions based on that person's happiness, not your own, right? And so making this decision that will benefit you may not benefit them, especially if you're financially taking care of this person or if they're financially reliant on you. You might feel guilty about that. But at the end of the day, this is about you, Group 1. This is about you finding your happiness. And so I feel like even if you do feel a little bit of guilt walking through this door, it's going to go away. Like it's going to just dissolve into thin air because you're going to be in this abundant energy. You're going to have this inflow of money, love, and rewards and just pure happiness. But like I said, you have to release this person or this situation that is keeping you stuck. And like I said, like this is a big, 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 big change. And you can either be proactive about it and do this gracefully, or you can allow the universe to step in and drag you through it while you're kicking and screaming. And like I said, I do not recommend that process. And it's like, what you need to do. I feel like many of you have been thinking about it, you've been contemplating about it, but you just haven't made any moves, or you haven't made any effort to actually put this plan into motion or to, actively move away from the situation. And that's on an emotional level, and that's on a physical level for some of you as well. The Spirit is saying, you are not going to regret this decision. Okay, there is success and abundance and love waiting for you on the other end of that door, on the other side of that door. All you have to do is walk through it, Group 1, and you will not regret this. So that is all I'm seeing for you today, Group 1. I really hope this reading was helpful for you. And I'll hopefully see you all in the next reading. Take care. Bye. Hi, Group 2. If you chose the Modern Witch Tarot deck and this Desert Rose Selenite, then this is going to be your reading where we're asking Spirit, what do you need to release in order for you to move forward? So please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. Spirit, please tap me into the collective energy of Group 2. Spirit. Let's see here. Oops. What does Group 2 need to release in order to move forward? What does Group 2 need to release Okay, so we have the Emperor. What does group 2 need to release? We have the Hierophant. What does group 2 need to release? We have the Moon. And we're going to grab one more. What does group 2 need to release, Spirit? Well, we have all major arcana here so far. So this is very important, very big energy for you. King of Swords energy. Interesting. So what I was hearing is that some of you are working too hard. We have the Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck here, which for me, the Seven of Swords can represent one of two things. And I feel like for you, group 2, this is about reorganizing priorities, putting your energy into things that are not best serving you. Okay, you're overexerting yourself. You're spending too much energy on things that don't matter for some of you here. With this Moon energy here, this is about illusions. This is about not being able to see things clearly. So yeah, it feels like you're putting your energy into something that is kind of blocking you from being able to see the bigger picture. Something is blocking you here. And I feel like for some of you, this is you being in your masculine energy too much. And there's this balance that needs to be kind of restored. Because we have the Emperor and the King of Swords. And this is like, for me, like this is very much like big masculine energy here. And like there's nothing wrong with being in your masculine energy, of course. But it's about balance. So yeah, it feels like you're in your masculine energy too much. You're working too hard, or you're putting your energy into things that are not best serving you at this time. And there is this need for you to kind of take a step back and zoom out your perspective, group 2. Zoom out your perspective so that you can see more clearly. And there's also this energy of you needing to learn something with the Hierophant energy here, but it's like you can't see it just yet. So if you're feeling stuck right now, you're being called to kind of just take a step back and release control as well. Release control. Stop trying to control everything. Stop trying to control the outcomes of things, you know? Yes, be diligent in going towards the things that you want, but allow things to unfold naturally, you know? And that's where that balance of energy comes in, like needing that feminine energy. And under that Seven of Swords, we do have the Queen of Swords, which is very interesting. Because that's like the counterpart to the King of Swords, that more feminine energy, still very much in her power, right? But there's more of a balance here. We're going to grab some oracles. What does group 2 need to release to move forward, Spirit? It's like releasing control, releasing the need to know the outcomes of things, releasing what you think you know. For some of you, it's like you think you know, but you don't really know. Let's see, what does group 2 need to release to move forward, Spirit? We have abundance and inflow of money, love, or rewards. Did I call you group 1? I don't know. Group 1 got this same card. Abundance. So you have abundance on its way to you, but I'm also seeing that for some of you, you're too focused on how this is going to come into fruition or how to bring it into your life. Like, there's a lack of flow here. There's a lack of flow. And you're trying to control the way in which this abundance comes into your life. For some of you, it's like you have a whole plan in your head, and Spirit is saying, you know, it's good to plan and everything, but you know, sometimes things are going to be out of your control. Sometimes things are going to happen in the way that you least expect it to, you know? And that's where that releasing of the control comes in, and just allowing things to flow and happen naturally here. Acceptance. Accept past and current situations. Work through issues gracefully. Yeah. Spirit is saying, like, accept where you are. Accept, you know, situations that have occurred. You know, accepting the past, accepting the present, and just allowing things to flow. Allowing yourself to work through things gracefully here. So there's, like I said, this energy of flow, this energy of needing more of a balance between your masculine and your feminine energy here. Yeah, and just accepting that things are the way they are, and stop trying to control things so much, group 2. Because you're absolutely kind of like blocking your own abundance by trying to control things, you know, being a little bit of a control freak for some of you. What else, Spirit? Rest. Listen to your body, mentally and physically unwind. Yeah. Yep. Like I said, some of you, you're working too hard. You're working too hard. You're putting your energy into things that at the end of the day don't really matter. And you're doing this as a way to try and control the situation. You're doing this as a way of trying to control an outcome that you really want. And you're trying to control how this outcome will come into fruition. And Spirit is saying no. And Spirit's saying no. Things are going to happen the way that they're meant to happen, and you have to release this control, and you have to allow yourself to rest. Group 2, listen to your body, mentally and physically unwind. Allow yourself to take a breather. Allow yourself to take a rest. You don't have to control every little thing, and you don't always have to be on the go. You don't always have to be putting in work and energy in that way. Resting is so vitally important for your overall function, your overall well-being. So Spirit is really calling for you, group 2, to, you know, really listen to your body and allow yourself to take a rest, take a breather when it needs it, you know? You don't always have to be on the move, on the go, you know, putting in energy. It's okay to take a rest every now and then. It's okay to take a vacation, you know? Let's get one more of these, Spirit. One more. What does group 2 need to release? Okay, so we have soulmate. The divine will provide you with love when you are ready. So some of you are trying to possibly bring in a soulmate, or you're trying to find your counterpart here. We have dedication. Stay dedicated to your goals, efforts that will reap success. Some of you are like too dedicated to trying to find a partner here, trying to find your divine counterpart, trying to find your soulmate. Spirit is saying release that control and know that the divine is going to provide you with your love when you're ready, okay? And you'll only actually come into union with your divine counterpart or your soulmate here when you release that control, when you come into more of a state of flow and a state of balance, you know? Only then will the universe provide you with the love that you are seeking. For some of you, you know, not all of you have to be like actively seeking love, but for those of you who are, Spirit is saying, like, give it a rest, okay? Relax. You don't have to be so rigid or so controlling when it comes to your dating life or trying to find your divine counterpart. And even in your relationships, you know, release control within the relationships and just allow things to play out the way that they're meant to. Not everything is going to go exactly according to how you imagine them or how you want them to, you know? Be in a state of flow and just kind of, in a way, roll with the punches. And that doesn't mean that you don't put in effort at all. That's not at all what I'm saying. It's just about balance, you know? You still do have to put in that effort and that dedication, but how much is too much, you know? There comes a time when you do have to kind of just step back and reevaluate things and say, you know, I'm still going to put in my due diligence, but I'm going to allow the universe to meet me halfway with this. And I think that's what you're being called to do here, group 2. We're going to grab some more cards here. Spirit, what is group 2 being called to release so they can move forward? What is group 2? And I see 11:11 on the clock here, so yeah. What is group 2 being called to release so they can move forward here? You guys have rescuer, light attributes, provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation and reward. Shadow attributes, assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. Interesting energy here, group 2. So some of you might be in this energy of, I mean, you're very much in your masculine energy for many of you, regardless of how you identify. Many of you are very much in tune with your masculine energy, maybe a little bit too much here. And with this masculine energy, this is you stepping into a role of wanting to help people, wanting to rescue people, right? Which isn't a bad thing. But what I'm getting for you, group 2, is that when you put in this energy of trying to help someone, of trying to be some kind of guiding light for someone, there's this energy that you expect, for some of you, there's this energy that you expect this person to reciprocate that, or expecting the other person to give you something in return. Very transactional, right? It feels very transactional. And I feel like Spirit is wanting you to kind of release that mentality here. And it's like, if you're going to do things, if you're going to do good things for people, do it just out of the kindness of your heart and not as a transaction. Don't expect people to reciprocate. You know, if you do a good deed, don't expect someone to do a good deed for you. Do it just because you want to do it, not because you expect something from it, is what I'm trying to say, group 2. Yeah, and once again, like, this comes down to this control, like trying to control the way people, I guess, trying to control the way people receive your kindness, and wanting to control how, I don't know how to word this. It's just you trying to control the situation in all aspects, like controlling what you put out and controlling what you get back, basically. Spirit is wanting you to release that as well. And if you are a person that, you know, you lend out a helping hand to someone and you expect that person to reciprocate in some way, but you do it in a way where you keep that person in a needy state, definitely release that energy. That is not fair to the other person when the other person is just expecting you to just help them out of the kindness of your heart, but then you kind of string them along because you're not getting what you want from them in return. That's not a good energy to be in. And that's not for all of you. You know, I'm not saying all of you do that, but for those of you who, you know, maybe you do that, even if it's subconsciously, you know, just, you know, take a look at that. Maybe try and figure out why you do that. Maybe it's a control thing. Maybe that's because that happened to you in your past. Maybe, you know, growing up, that's how you were treated. And so now you do it subconsciously to other people as a way to kind of regain power. But that's keeping you stuck here, and it's keeping you from your own actual happiness, you know? Okay, you also have warrior. Light attributes: strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Shadow attributes: trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Interesting energy. It feels like some of you come off, or you might not necessarily come off as aggressive, but there's this like aggressive kind of energy that I'm picking up here that I think Spirit is wanting you to kind of tone back a little bit, especially in your dating world, your dating scene. Okay, Spirit is wanting you to kind of tone back that aggressive kind of energy. And that's not saying that you're aggressive like towards people, but it's like an energy, right? It's an energy that you're kind of giving off, or that you're exuding, of just being a little bit too aggressive or abrasive here. And I think that's in a way kind of repelling repelling what you actually want by being too aggressive trying to get what you want. I hope I'm making sense with that. And like, you know, being in this warrior energy isn't a bad thing, but like I said, it's all about balance. It just feels like you're very off balance, group 2. And I don't feel like you're necessarily the type of person where you're indifferent to the suffering of others. I think it might just be that you are not aware. I don't think you do this intentionally, okay? But with this moon energy, it's like you're not seeing things clearly, and it's because you're too much in this masculine kind of energy, and it's keeping you kind of just blocked. You can't see things clearly. You can't see things exactly for what they are. It's like you can't read the room in a way. For some of you, you can't pick up on things that you normally would if you were in a more balanced state. And it's like you're trying to understand what you're doing wrong, or you're trying to understand why you seem to maybe repel the things that you're wanting to bring into your life. But you can't, because you're trying to control things too much, you know? So Spirit is wanting you really to just be more in a state of balance, you know? That's ultimately what I'm getting here. Try to be in a more balanced state here between that more aggressive kind of energy, masculine energy, and the more passive feminine energy, and just being in a state of flow. And that will help you see clearly, and it will also allow you to bring in the things that you are wanting to bring into your life, whether this is love, whether this is money, whether this is success, like, or all of the above, you know? But you have to kind of release that control here. What is group 2 being called to release, Spirit, so they can move forward? I'm also hearing some of you guys talk too much. With this King of Swords, I'm hearing that some of you, like, specifically if you're really into like trying to find your divine counterpart, you're looking for love, you're going on dates, whatever. Some of you, Spirit is saying you're talking too much about yourself on these dates, or you're too, even if you're not talking too much, it's like you're too in your own energy and you're not connecting with the other person. So this is also a lesson I'm seeing with the Hierophant energy. You learning how to kind of step outside of yourself and be more connected to the person that you are on a date with or that you're talking to. So yeah, that's a lesson that some of you are kind of going through. And it's like, once you learn this lesson, then the divine will provide you with that love that you're looking for here. But it's like really learning how to connect, like truly connect. You know, even if you're listening to the other person, are you really listening to them? Are you listening to them to respond, or are you listening to them to understand them? What is group 2 being called to release to move forward, Spirit? We have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. Okay. So with the Aries energy, and honestly, like the colors, I'm like the reds and the reds and the reds, very fiery energy. Obviously, Aries is a fire sign. You may be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You don't have to be. But what I'm seeing with this card for you, group 2, is it's like if you don't dial it back a little bit, if you don't dial back this control, or this needing to know, or this needing to control an outcome, just releasing this more masculine controlling energy or bringing it more into balance, Spirit is saying things are going to blow up in your face, and not in a positive way. This is almost like a warning that this energy of trying to be so controlling, and I apologize if you can hear the plane or the helicopter above my house, but if you, okay, maybe I should let it pass. Okay, sorry about that. But if you do not release this control, if you do not dial it back, this is really going to blow up in your face, and not in a positive way here with this fiery climax. Okay? And it's like, and I'm going to tell you the same thing I said for group 1. It's like, if you don't take the initiative to make the changes that you know you need to change, and I'm telling you right now what it is that you're needing to change, if you don't take that initiative, the universe will cause a series of events, a chain of events that will force you to make those changes. And normally, when the universe has to step in and do this, it is not a fun or easy process, group 2. So I'm just telling you right now, you know, it would be in your best interest to try and do this on your own. Try and take initiative in dialing back that controlling masculine energy and be in more of a state of flow and allowing things to just play out naturally. Because if you don't, if you keep trying to control things, if you keep, you know, if you keep just doing what you're doing here, if you're staying in this warrior energy and you're being this rescuer who's expecting things in return, and you're trying to control people, or you're trying to control situations, it is going to blow up in your face. So this is kind of just a warning, okay, that we don't want it to get to that point. We do not want it to get to that point. So do what you can to try and dial that back a little bit. Group 2. Let's see here. Spirit is saying, learn the lessons now. Learn the lessons now, okay? That way you can bring in this abundance or this love, whatever it is that you're searching for, whatever it is that you're really actively trying to bring into your life. So that can come in with an ease. Okay, it doesn't have to be so difficult. It doesn't have to be so tough. What does group 2 need to release? But yeah, there is like this fiery, passive, like, it's like, and it, like, I don't want to say aggressive, but it is kind of coming off aggressive, this energy that I'm picking up on. Like, it's like you're coming off too aggressive in certain ways, group 2. And it's not in like a super negative way. It's just it's in a kind of like off-putting way. And it's not like, I don't feel like you're doing this intentionally. Like I'm going to be this aggressive person. Like, I don't feel like that's the case. I think it's a subconscious thing, you know? You have blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay. So some of you might also be in this energy of not taking responsibility for your own well-being, for your own life. And maybe that's where this rescuer energy is coming in. It's like you're doing a service for someone, you're trying to help someone, because maybe in the back of your mind you're thinking, well, if I help them, then they have to help me. I hope that makes sense. Some of you are in this energy or this mind space or this head space, this mind frame of, instead of being helpful just purely out of the kindness of your heart, you're doing this because you're expecting something in return. You're expecting this person to repay you in some kind of way. And then when they don't, there's like this blaming energy of something not, or things not working out because the person didn't do their part, quote unquote. Overall, you know, Spirit is wanting you to just accept responsibility for your well-being, for your life. Okay, don't put the blame on others when they don't do what you expect them to do, because no one has to do anything for you, group 2. That's just what it is. You know, you can do everything that you can to be of service to others, but it's like, what are your true intentions? You know, and like I said, for many of you, this is like a subconscious thing. Like, I don't think you're out here just being malicious. I don't think you're doing that on purpose, okay? But it feels like some kind of subconscious mind programming, and it might stem from childhood because of the way that you were raised, the things that you've had to deal with in your own life, you know? So it's just really taking a step back and just seeing, like, what are my intentions here? You know, why am I trying to control this situation or control this person? And when they don't live up to my expectations, or they don't do what in my mind I would want them to do, like, why do I then blame them for everything wrong in my life? You know? It's just kind of taking a look at that and accepting that your well-being is your responsibility. It's not anyone else's. And you can't get mad when someone doesn't live up to your expectations, especially if they're unrealistic, you know? What does group 2 need to release here, Spirit? What does group 2 need to release? Wow, we have happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Are you truly happy, group 2? Are you truly happy with, not necessarily, like, obviously where you're at in life, like, are you happy with where you're at in life, but are you happy with who you are? Are you happy with the person that you are? Are you happy with who you are on a soul level? You know? Not even on a soul level. Like, what I'm hearing is that some of you are really driven by ego, and that's the problem. Your ego is too much at the forefront here. And I was actually reading this book today about the ego. And, you know, one of the best ways to kind of combat the ego or to try and dial it back is through meditation. So I would urge you to meditate, okay? We did have that rest energy, so like meditation, just taking a time out, focusing on your breath, doing any kind of breath work, I think would be very beneficial for you, group 2. I think it will also really kind of help you with this moon energy of like not being able to see clearly, things being kind of foggy, you know? Meditation and breath work, that would be really good for you. But Spirit is asking, are you truly really happy with yourself as a person? You know? And some of you might be like, yeah, I'm happy with myself as a person, which is good. You know, you should be happy with yourself as a person. But for those of you who are like, well, maybe I could work on this, you know, just take a look at that, you know, and there's always things that we can work on, you know, nobody's perfect, obviously. Yeah. It's like, are you truly happy with yourself as a person? Are you happy with the way that you treat other people? Are you happy with the way you move about your life? Are your actions making you happy, truly? Or are they putting you in a state of confusion? Unnecessary confusion at that, you know? So it's just taking a look at that. Let's grab one more, please, Spirit. What is group 2 being called to release here? But yeah, Spirit is saying, like, you will know if you're on the right path if you are truly happy. And if you're not truly happy, whether that's with yourself or with your circumstances, or if a person isn't making you happy, then you know that's not the right path for you. Follow your happiness, your true happiness. And that's in all aspects of life. Does group 2 need to release? Wow, indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So going along with that moon energy, like I said, it's like this energy of confusion, this energy of like not being able to see things clearly, and that's keeping you stuck as well. Not being able to make a clear, concise decision here. So Spirit's really wanting you to tap into yourself, tap into your intuition. Once again, meditation will really help with that, group 2. Yeah, it's like you really needing to get in touch with yourself on a soul level. Ask yourself, ask your higher self, am I truly being the best version of myself? Am I truly, you know, happy with who I am as a person? Am I truly accepting responsibility for my own well-being, or am I placing the blame on others when they don't live up to my expectations? You know? All of these little things. And like I said, I don't feel like you're like intentionally being this way, group 2. Not at all, not at all. I think it's really kind of just a subconscious thing that's keeping you stuck here. But Spirit's really wanting you to kind of just tap into yourself, tap into your intuition, your higher self. And that will really help you in the long run. And that will help you come into a state of flow and balance here and allow you to kind of just release control and allow things to happen naturally. That way you can truly find the happiness that you are looking for, group 2. So that's all I have for you today, group 2. I hope this reading was helpful, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next video. Bye. Hi, group 3. If you chose the Light Seers tarot deck and this fluorite, then this is going to be a reading, but we're asking Spirit, what do you need to release in order for you to move forward? So we're going to start with your tarot, and then we're going to grab some oracle cards. As always, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. So Spirit, please tap me into the collective energy of group 3. Please tap me into the collective energy of group 3. What does group 3 need to release in order to move forward? What does group 3 need to release, Spirit? So you guys have the 2 of Swords. Got some indecision here. What does group 3 need to release, Spirit? Yeah, Spirit is saying you need to make a decision on something. We have Justice. Okay. What does group 3 need to release in order to move forward, Spirit? We have the 2 of Cups. Get one more, please, Spirit. What does group 3 need to release in order to move forward? We have the 5 of Swords. Okay. So with this 2 of Cups energy, for many of you, this is probably pertaining to a relationship or a connection. It does not have to be romantic. But the 2 of Cups normally refers to some kind of partnership here. So some of you, like, this could be romantic, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be relationship or business partnership here. So take it how it resonates for you specifically here. But there's some indecision here with this 2 of Swords energy. Spirit is saying that you are waiting for clarity on something. You're waiting on clarity. You're waiting for some kind of truth to come out about something, specifically regarding some kind of connection with another person, some kind of partnership or union. You're waiting for something. You're waiting for some kind of truth here before you make a decision on this. But with this 5 of Swords energy here, it's like, by you not making a decision, by you keeping yourself stuck and stagnant, you're only like further causing yourself more strife, more of a headache. Like, I'm looking at him and he's like just grabbing at his head, like his head hurts. It's like a headache here, waiting for honesty, truth, something of the sort here. And by you staying in this energy of just kind of waiting around, it's like you're keeping yourself stuck by doing that. Group 3. We have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck here. So for some of you, like, this could even be someone that you have built a life with, or that you are planning to build a life with. It could be that you are planning to build a life with someone, even planning to get married to someone, but now it's like you're unsure. You're unsure of if that's what you really want. That's only for some of you. Like I said, general reading, Only take what resonates. Yeah, there's this energy of like not knowing what to do, not knowing where to go, not knowing what decision to make, and you're waiting for some truth here. And spirit is saying you're waiting for something that might never come. Like you're waiting for clarity that might never come unless you make a decision. Okay, we're gonna grab some oracles here, get some further information. What does group 2 need to release? It's like spirit is saying like you need to release this waiting to make a decision. Like you need to release this wanting clear information before you make a decision. Sometimes you just have to do it. You just have to trust your gut is what I'm hearing. What does group 3 need to release, spirit, to move forward? Communicate, receive, and express the truth. Yeah, the truth. So maybe you're waiting for some communication. Or it might be that you are the one that needs to initiate this communication. You're waiting for this person to reach out to you. When it's like, if you want that communication, if you want that truth, you might have to be the one to reach out to them to get it, you know? You can't always expect things to just come to you. Sometimes you have to be the one to put in that effort. What does group 2 need to release in order to move forward? Yeah, because with the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Swords is like arguments, confrontation, disagreements, you know? What does group 2 need to release, spirit, in order to move forward? Decisions, the need to gain clarity through decision making. I love this. I love when things just match up so perfectly here. Yeah, the need to gain clarity through decision making. It's like, if you want clarity, you have to make the decision to seek that clarity, right? You can't just stay stuck and stagnant and just expect things to fall into your lap, group 3. You have to be the one to make the decision to seek the truth and seek the clarity that you need and that you want. And it's like you're seeking, for some of you, you're seeking clarity, but you're only going to get that clarity if you make the decision to seek that clarity, you know? What does group 3, I wanted to call you 2. What does group 3 need to release here, spirit, to move forward? What does group 3 need to release? Pay attention. Look out for signs from the divine. Acknowledge red flags. Okay. Spirit is wanting you to pay attention. They're sending you angel numbers. They're sending you signs here. So for some, it could be like ravens or blackbirds that they're sending as a sign. Spirit is saying pay attention. Also, yeah, there's like blackbirds here. So also, you know, if this is a connection that we're talking about here for you, spirit is saying look out for the red flags in this connection and in this person that you might feel really close to or really connected to here with this 2 of Cups energy. It might feel that you're really connected to this person on a soul level, but with this 5 of Swords energy, it feels like there's a lot of like confrontation or disagreements or like tension, and not the good kind. Between you and this person. And spirit is saying, you know, just acknowledge the red flags in this, okay? Especially if this is someone that you are planning to build a life with, or even if it's someone that you already have, you know, been building a life with. It could be someone that you're married to or that you've been with long term, you know? Let's get one more of these, spirit. What does group 3 need to release here? We have spread your wings, confidence that leads to freedom and growth. So spirit is wanting you to have the confidence, like specifically for those of you who are just sitting around waiting for someone to contact them to get this clarity or this truth that you're wanting. Spirit is wanting you to have the confidence to go and seek this out yourself. Like I said, sometimes you have to be the one to initiate that conversation, right? You can't always just be in this seat of like waiting for something to fall into your lap. Sometimes you have to be the one to be proactive about it. And so Spirit is wanting you to, instead of just sitting in this space of indecision, make the decision to seek the clarity that you need so that you can move forward and you can move on. Spirit is saying it's not going to just fall into your lap here, unfortunately. I mean, wouldn't it be great if things could always just fall into our laps? Like, that would be amazing, but that's just not the case here. So Spirit is saying you have to find the confidence to seek this out yourself, to initiate this conversation yourself. And by doing so, that will lead you to that freedom and growth. And that will help you move forward here. What does group 3 need to release, Spirit, to move forward? What does group 3 need to release? We have Avenger. Light attributes, desire to balance the scales of justice. That is so funny because we have justice right there. Righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. Shadow attribute, resorting to violence in the name of a cause. Okay. What I'm actually getting with this energy is it's like you wanting to be saved. Like, some of you are in this energy. Like I've been saying, you're sitting around, you haven't made a decision because you're waiting for some kind of clarity to come through. You're waiting for it to just fall into your lap, or you're waiting for this person to contact you first or receive this communication first. And in a way, it's like you just sitting around waiting to be saved, because as you're sitting in this indecision, it's very uncomfortable. You know, it's like you can't move forward. When you can't move forward and you're feeling stuck, it's very debilitating. It's very uncomfortable. It's not a fun space to be in. It's not a fun energy to sit in. And by you just staying here in this energy of not making a decision or making the decision to go seek out clarity for yourself, it's like you're waiting to be saved, you know? And so I think Spirit is saying, you know, sometimes you have to save yourself. You have to save yourself. You have to make the decision to save yourself. You have to make the decision to balance the scales of justice here, right? Let's see. I was hearing that one song by the Cheetah Girls, Cinderella. I don't want to be like Cinderella, sitting in a dark old cellar waiting for somebody to come and set me free. I'd rather rescue myself. I skipped some lines, but overall that's the gist of it. Like, you have to be willing to save yourself. Group 3. What does group 3 need to release here, Spirit? What does group 3 need to release? We have athlete, light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Shadow attributes, misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, a false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. So once again, going along with that like energy of needing to save yourself, it's like finding the strength, finding the confidence to do things yourself, to put things in motion yourself. Sometimes you do have to take the lead. Sometimes you have to take the reins here, group 3. And it might also be that you don't even recognize your own confidence, your own strength here, your own willpower. So it's like tapping into that will allow you or help you in this process of deciding to seek clarity for yourself. That over just a little bit here. But yeah, it's like recognizing your own strength. You don't have to wait around for someone to save you, you know? And Spirit is not recommending that, not at all. Spirit is wanting you to take matters into your own hands and do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Seek the clarity that you're needing. Seek the truth that you're needing, group 3. Don't wait around for it to just fall into your lap, because then you're just going to remain stuck. Let's see. What does group 3 need to release, Spirit? What does group 3 need to release in order to move forward? Okay, so you have work through your fears, New Moon and Scorpio. Absolutely. Work through your fears, group 3. That is clear as day. Like I said, some of you, it's like you don't recognize your own strength. You don't have the confidence to do what you need to do to get you out of this energy of feeling stuck, of feeling stagnant. You're scared maybe to reach out to someone or to ask a certain question, or just seeking the truth and the clarity that you need for yourself, for your own well-being and peace of mind. But it's like, that's your right. That's your right to seek that out. You know, it doesn't hurt to ask or to, you know, spark up some kind of conversation. Like it doesn't hurt to do that. It doesn't hurt to be the one to do that, group 3. Not everything is just going to come to you. You do have to be the one occasionally to seek that out for yourself, for your own well-being, for your own peace of mind here. Okay, it's like taking responsibility for your own well-being, group 3. So Spirit is encouraging you to work through your fears here. And also realizing that there's nothing to be afraid of. There's literally nothing to be afraid of. Like, if it's just a conversation that you're needing, like, it can be daunting. It can be scary. It could even be that some of you are like wanting to express your feelings to someone, you know? Wanting to express your feelings to someone. And that's scary, like confessing your feelings to someone. But at the end of the day, you have to do what you got to do, you know? Like, it's not good to keep it bottled up. And that's not going to serve you. It's not going to, you know, it's not going to lead you anywhere. Not anywhere that you'd want to be, right? So Spirit's encouraging you to work through your fears here when it comes to this situation and this person and this connection. Spirit, what does group 3 need to release? Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Yup. Some of you are doubting yourselves, especially if this is you wanting to confess your feelings to someone. You're doubting yourself. You're doubting your capabilities. You're doubting your confidence. You're doubting that this person will reciprocate. I can't tell you whether or not this person will reciprocate, but we do have the 2 of Cups and Justice, which indicates balance. So they may reciprocate, but, you know, Spirit is wanting you to release doubt, like believe in yourself with whatever this is for you specifically. And release the need to know the outcome, right? Like release your need to know, you know, is this person going to reciprocate my feelings? Or, you know, am I going to get the outcome that I'm wanting, that I'm looking for? Like, don't worry about the outcome. Just do what you need to do so that you can feel better, you know? Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Some of you, you don't believe in yourself, or you doubt yourself because you're comparing yourself to other people. And that's also like going through this, like working through your fears and all of that energy, releasing like this comparing energy. Like, don't compare yourself to other people, especially if this is a situation where you're trying to confess your feelings to someone and you're comparing yourself to other people, and you're like, oh, they would never want me when they have someone like, I don't know, so-and-so. Like, how could they ever want me when there's all of these other people that are so much better than me? Which is not the case. You cannot think like that, group 3, because it simply isn't true. Spirit is wanting you to recognize that you are the same as everybody. We're all people at the end of the day. We may go through different challenges. We have different experiences in life, of course, but at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all bleed the same. Like, there's no need for you to be envious or doubtful of yourself. Have the confidence, have the courage in yourself, group 3. If you want to tell somebody how you feel, do it. You know? You just have to have confidence in yourself, and yeah, just be confident of like who you are as a person. If you know that you are just like an amazing person, that anybody would be totally lucky to have your affection, like sit in that energy. Sit in that energy, group 3. That's gonna help you in the long run. Let's get one more of these, Spirit. What does group 3 need to release here? Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Okay. So some of you are either being too patient or not patient enough, okay? It's like some of you are trying to rush things energetically. I don't think it's necessarily like in the physical 3D, because you are in this 2 of Swords energy where you're kind of just sitting and you're kind of just stuck. But I think energetically, it's like you're trying to rush things. And others of you, it's like you're being too patient. Okay, you're keeping yourself stuck here with that 2 of Swords energy. You're not making any decisions, and you're like, I'm just gonna wait and see what happens, but nothing's gonna happen if you don't make a decision, if you're not proactive about achieving whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve. And just accepting that, you know, things are going to happen the way that they're going to happen. Like, once again, releasing that need to know all the answers, releasing the need to know what the outcome of a situation is going to be. It's recognizing that whatever happens. The only thing that you can do is do what's best for yourself, you know, seeking that clarity, seeking those answers that you're needing, you know, whether this is someone that you're trying to confess your feelings for, or if this is someone that you've already been dealing with and there's been some kind of rift and you're needing some kind of closure or some kind of answers, you know. Yeah, it's like just finding your strength, group 3, and not being afraid to put yourself out there and go after what you want. And like I said, like, it's a general reading, so take it specifically how it resonates for you. You know, just going after what you want. Like, I don't know how else to put that, you know? And just allowing things to unfold naturally, allowing things to unfold as they may, but still putting in your due diligence, you know? So yeah, Spirit is wanting you to work through your fears and release this stagnant energy and allow yourself to make a decision. It's like you'll gain clarity once you make a decision and you put that decision in motion. So how can you move forward, group 3, is by literally moving forward. Like, you're not stuck. Like, you're keeping yourself stuck. It's a mental thing. It's a mental shift, I feel. And you stepping into your confidence and you realizing your strength and working through your fears is ultimately what is going to help you move forward here, group 3. So release the doubt, release the envy. Like, those things are not serving you. Any kind of lack mindset, those are not serving you at this time. Have confidence in yourself, and realize that you can achieve anything that you want to achieve here, group 3. So that is all I'm seeing for you today, group 3. I hope this reading was helpful, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next videos. Bye.